All right, sit right there, don't move, keep watching your device until this video is over. Maybe some of you will listen to me, some of you won't, but if I was Kilgrave, the villain in the new Marvel Netflix Jessica Jones series, you would do anything that I say. Mind control is real. It does happen in nature. So how does it work? In the comics, Kilgrave, aka the Purple Man, is a human being doused with chemicals that allowed his body to emit pheromones to control the will of others. In Jessica Jones, experiments with viruses take the place of chemicals, but he still retains his superhuman powers of persuasion. So what are nature's Kilgraves? Keep watching. We know mind control happens in nature, though commands are not spoken. They are specific commands to certain chemicals and parasites and viruses honed over billions of years of natural selection and evolution. Maybe the most famous example of mind control is the fungus cordyceps, which infects certain species of ants. It mind controls them by landing on them and extending tendrils up into the ant's brain, and then forcing it to move away from the colony and to death grip on the underside of a branch or leaf. Once it's there, the fungus explodes out of the ant's head and rains down spores on unsuspecting ants below. It's pretty gruesome. Another Kilgrave in nature is the emerald cockroach Wasp, which mind controls cockroaches. Once it finds one, it uses a highly adapted stinger to perform brain surgery. It injects a cocktail of chemicals into a certain region, a very specific region of the cockroach's brain, that mind controls it into never moving unless the wasp is specifically pulling it by its antennae, and then it pulls it into a den where it seals it away with an egg that eats it slowly alive. My favorite and super gross example is the parasite known as the Horsehair Worm. Once it infects its host, it forces it to commit suicide in water and then starts to wriggle out of its body through holes chewed in the side, and it's really long. Yes, watch it and learn. But how close does nature come to Kilgrave specifically? Keep watching. Now touch your forehead. I want the statistics on how many of you actually just did that. All right, first, mild spoilers for Jessica Jones incoming, all right? I warned you. In Jessica Jones, Kilgrave emits a virus, and if you breathe in this virus, you are then infected and subject to his whims. Lots of viruses mind control organisms. Rabies is one, and one of the deadliest viruses known to man that infects warm-blooded animals. Once it gets inside them, it makes them, well, rabid. And if one animal bites or scratches another, the virus is transmitted and the virus wins, Jessica! For something a bit closer to Kilgrave, check out Dinocampus coccinellea. It's a parasitic wasp that lays eggs inside ladybugs, eggs infected with a virus that we've only recently discovered. Once a wasp egg hatches inside of the lady and then leaves it, it spins its own little cocoon underneath the ladybug. The ladybug is then mind controlled into protecting this cocoon from all predators, and it won't leave. Until it does. A virus that makes it into your mind and makes you do, eventually, what the host ultimately wants, that's Kilgrave enough for me. Of course, the virus would have to be airborne, and the command bit is a little bit complicated because, that's a really complex biology, and I don't think we need to investigate it any further. Why would I say that? Is this me talking? Am I Kilgrave? All right, mind-controlling viruses exist, so how do you Kilgrave-proof yourself? Yeah, important information here on Because Science. First, earplugs. Can't hear any commands, can't get controlled. Second, get like a hazmat suit. Pressurize that thing. Gets punctured, air goes out, not in, not getting infected. Also, have a HEPA filter gas mask in there. HEPA filters can filter out most viruses, even the really, really tiny ones, because most of them stick to air particles and dust and things like that. Lastly, get a long-range weapon, shoot that guy, like a crossbow. Shoot him from a distance. Can't hear him, can't get controlled, shoot him where it hurts. We know real-world mind controllers are out there, so the only question is, are we being controlled? There's a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii that infects up to 1/3 of the human population. It changes the behavior of rats so that they no longer fear the smell of cats, so they get eaten more often so the parasite can reproduce in the cat's stomach and complete its life cycle. Now, the evidence is kind of shaky right now, but this parasite has been linked to increases in the rates of schizophrenia and depression and maybe even suicide risk. So, are we in as much control as we think we are? You should go think about it. Why? Because science. Thank you so much for watching. @MysticHale on Twitter asks, can you make a house fly away like an Up with balloons? How about this? I'll give you a homework assignment. Helium has a lifting capacity of around 1 gram per liter, volumetric liter of gas. So you have to know how much your house weighs, what the mass of the house is actually, and then you convert that to grams, and you have that'll give you a number of liters. Then divide that number of liters by the size of balloon you want to use. Maybe it's a gigantic party balloon with like 10 liters, and that will give you the number of balloons needed to raise your house. I hope I don't see you on the news doing that.